Hi guys, Viking Princess here, back with another VR fitness game review. Today I am going to be reviewing Dance Central. This one popped up on my Oculus recommended here a little while ago, and I did the demo and really liked the interface on how it was all laid out. And immediately thought that it had a lot of potential. When you're starting up the game for the first time, you first go through a very simple calibration before the game asks you to access things like audio, pictures, and all that stuff. I am not a big fan of sharing all of those features, so I say no to all of them. But I did have to go into my setting and make sure the game has access to device storage. If you do not grant it access to storage, it won't save your progress. I learned this the hard way and had to go through the beginning 3 times.
Oh no!
When you get into the actual game, you are put straight into the dance floor where you are greeted by Amelia. She is your tutorial instructor and will just take you through like a 1 minute, 2 minute, very simple little dance tutorial before asking you to see your phone and adding herself as one of your contacts. When you are adding her as a contact on your phone, you can see on the top little corner an amount of hearts next to her name. This is your reputation. You can unlock features in the game by building up reputation by the different characters that you meet throughout the game. The game has a very story mode kind of work through it. Immediately, Amelia tells you that you have to get a lot of dancing in before the club shuts down. As the game goes on, you start getting hints that they're shutting down the club, but everyone seems to have a different idea as to why. As you are traveling through the club, each room that you enter will introduce you to a new player. Heading over to the bar, you meet Mo. Heading to the VIP lounge, you meet Miss Aubrey. At the entrance, you have Heart. And in the studio, there's Oblio. Each of these characters come with their own reputation that you need to build up with them by doing things like inviting them to dance. The game is very topical in that you have your phone. Miss Aubrey keeps taking selfies, and all of the different characters keep messaging you on your phone. Through these text messages, you can also invite each of the different characters that you have met to come and dance with you. If you want to dance, make sure you are in any of the 4 club rooms, pick up your phone, select dance, and pick a song. The soundtrack is really great with a nice mix of old and new songs, and for all kinds of different genres. We got hip hop, pop, dance, disco, you name it. The list of songs that come with the game is quite long and substantial, and there's also paid DLCs available. The game is more than just a straight up dance game in that you do move around the club. You're talking to your different and new friends, getting information about the club, and you can also head to the wardrobe and change your own outfit and change your avatar to match your liking. You can practice different songs and moves in the studio, similar to what you can with Beat Saber. You're picking a specific part of a song or a specific move. You can slow it down, speed it up, and work on some of those more difficult combinations. The dances themselves has 2 levels. It's normal and pro level. I mainly just play on pro and haven't found it very difficult at all, so don't be afraid to challenge yourself. When you start to dance, you are simply mirroring the dance partner that you have in front of you. There is a panel to your right that do show some of the moves that are coming up, and also do the indications of how to use your hands, as well as if there's any single, double kind of repetitions. The more I play the game, the more I find that I'm using the panel on the right, as I'm recognizing some of the names of the moves and can more easily determine what is coming up next. Also, the hand moves are huge if you want a perfect scores. It's a really, really neat feature that they're integrating using the different buttons on your controller to doing a point or a fist, or of course, open hand. The scoring system really takes into consideration what angle you have your hand on. So if you are having trouble getting a perfect score, I really recommend that you pay attention to where your hands are positioned, rotation, and any kind of angles, fists, or of course, the pointing. The dance moves themselves are super simple. They make sense. Everything is staying on beat and relatively easy to follow. Even in the pro mode, there's a couple of little like cheeky sections with some hands, but it's fairly inferred. And if you are doing the same song more than 2-3 times, I believe most of you will be able to catch on. My neighbor's dog won't stop barking today. So if there's barking in the background, I'm sorry. He's like right outside my window and he's there unattended all day. And I really feel sorry for him and I want to hug him. But there he goes again. The next feature of the game that I would like to talk about is that there is a big co-op and a hosted room part of this game. You can connect with your friends and dance together. You can also host rooms where people can come in. I haven't explored that part of the game yet. I don't really know anyone else that has this game, so it's fairly difficult for me to kind of explore those features, but I have noticed on things like Instagram and social media about people that are posting selfies with the friends from the dance studio, and it looks like so much fun if you have someone that you know that has a game and you can just jump in and do a dance party together. In addition to the normal games and looking up songs, there is also a challenge mode that can happen. You can get challenged by any of the AI characters, or other players can challenge you and you can challenge them. And if you are getting challenged, you just have to beat the score that your challenger has. So far, I'm undefeated in the challenges, and yeah, I'm planning to keep it that way. So if you're really good at this game, don't challenge me, please. Thank you. On your phone, in your settings, you can also find a fitness tracker. This is turned off by default, but just a little toggle and you will turn it on. It will then ask you to specify your height and weight, and from there we'll start tracking your calories. You can see them when you are dancing on that right panel. It will come up over the dance moves, how many calories that you have burned so far. Do remember that this is based on very genetic data and gives you a good estimate. But things like your body composition, as well as your effort putting into the dances, your footwork and that kinds of things are really going to affect how specific this number is. From a fitness basis, the game is definitely more on the game side compared to some of the other rhythm games that we've talked about, and it does allow for some natural breaks. The first hour I played through this game, which includes going to the different rooms, meeting the different characters, checking out my wardrobe, all of those really important things, I ended up with an average heart rate of 97 beats per minute. I hit 153 as my max, burning about 225 calories for that 1 hour. I did, however, go back and just hit the dance floor right away, went into the pro setting, and then just went back to back dancing for a full hour just to see what that looked like in comparison. My average heart rate was slightly higher at 109 beats per minute, and I also peaked a little bit higher at 163. This made me burn 300 calories per hour. So definitely a little bit higher than if you are going through the storyline. Definitely something you can do as a warm-up or a cool down, or play for a longer period of time. For this game, I wouldn't really worry about doing something like a general warm-up. The moves are very gentle, and there's nothing really dangerous about anything that's happening here. No super quick movements or anything like that. It's very friendly game, and I really appreciate just how gentle it is, but it still makes you sweat. It still puts you into that fat burn cardio stage of heart rate range, and you're having fun. Like, it's definitely something that I could do for more than an hour, super easy. So what is my overall review of this game? I think it is a really great game. I love the graphics. It looks beautiful. The dance partners are a little tall. That's the only thing. Like, you do calibrate your height when you're coming in. So I would wish that my dance partners will be a little bit like shorter, like especially Miss Aubrey. She's so tall. And this big skirt, I feel like the tiniest little person ever dancing with her. But that's really the only like annoying part, I guess, that I have about this. The moves are good. They're easy to follow. They make sense. They follow the correct genre. Like, you have a salsa with a salsa, merengue with a merengue, hip hop with a hip hop, and everything is on beat and very intuitive. There isn't a lot of talk from your dance partner, and not really any verbal cueing, which I do appreciate. For those of you who know me, I have a background working for Zumba Fitness, and I was picked as a choreographer for them, traveling the world for several years. And Zumba Fitness is all about visual cueing and zero auditory cues. So this kind of just, for me, was right up my alley. I really like that you have that little board on your right that show you what's coming up next. But mostly you're just able to get into the music and enjoy being there without too much chatter going on. Currently, the game is only available through the Oculus app and Oculus Store. I'm going to link the website to the game in the description below. You will also get a list of the full soundtrack that's available on there, as well as the different features. There are 32 songs on the soundtrack, and as I mentioned, it's a great variety from the 70s, and disco to some of the bigger hits and my favorite songs right now. The game is currently $35 Canadian. There is a free demo of the game as well on your Oculus app. That is it for today and for this review. If you are still here and enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more VR fitness game reviews, as well as tips and tricks on getting in shape using your VR headsets. And of course, leave the video a like. It would really mean a lot and help us out in the algorithm. I will be back next week with a new updated Fit XR review. Now that the hit has finally been released, I'm going to be playing so much of it all week to really give it a good try before coming back with the review next week. I will see you then. Have a wonderful time.